I think a lot of people don't have, even I don't have a very clear idea of how huge a male orangutan can get.
The male, when the male stand up, I think it could reach like a.
Hi, I'm Charles Munn of SouthWild. I have the good fortune of visiting Singapore this week. Had even greater fortune to meet my friend Frank Lee, who is a great wildlife photographer and runs amazing photography tours as well, wildlife photo tours around the world. And so I'm going to ask Frank a few questions about his life in Borneo. He's Chinese, but he lives in Borneo. And tell me about your place in Borneo.
Okay. Hi, my name is Frank Lee. Yes, I have known Charles for already 5 years. Yeah, old friend already. Yeah, and I have been to some of the best wildlife photography site of SouthWild in South America. Yeah, and as Charles mentioned, I'm living in Borneo, but I'm a Chinese citizen. I'm living in the north part of Borneo. It's called the Sabah. It's part of Malaysian Borneo. So the reason why I moved from China to Borneo is because I really love the great nature, especially the rainforest. It's so many wildlife and such a rich, biodiversity. Yeah. So I'm living in the north part of Borneo called Sabah.
Are there any good examples of orangutans being protected properly?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, in Sabah, there are several, very well protected, area for many wildlife. Of course, the orangutan is a flagship species
right.
of the wildlife protection in Sabah. I would say, the my favorite, two protected area for orangutan is first one is the Danang Valley Conservation Area.
The
Danang Valley.
Danang Valley.
Yes. The second one is Derama Court. Yeah.
What's that?
Derama Court.
Derama Court.
Yes, it's a forest reserve. Yeah, it's not really like a virgin rainforest. They do some like a sustainable loggings in Derama Court, but still, you have a very good chance to see the orangutans, and the animals are very well protected in the forest reserve.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. How many orangutans are living in those two reserves, more or less?
Wow.
A few hundred, a few thousand?
At least, I think it should be a few thousand.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad
because,
to hear.
Of course, the area we see the orangutans are mostly along the road.
Sure.
Yeah, when we drive or walk along the main road of the conservation areas, you have a good chance to see the orangutans. They're feeding on the trees.
I think a lot of people don't have, even I don't have a very clear idea of how huge a male orangutan can get.
When the male stand up, I think it could reach like a 1.8 meter.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there's some data on the internet, but I don't remember.
How much do they weigh?
How
much does a male orangutan weigh? It weighs a lot, doesn't it? A lot more than a human male, right?
I think maybe human male, because some of the human males, they are overweighted. So I cannot say orangutan male is heavier than the human male.
Right,
yeah,
very good.
But they looks big. Yeah, especially when they are walking or the or the moving along the tree branch. They look big.
Well, we'll have to come visit you and try to see orangutans.
You should come.
Yeah,
really, especially because the area I'm living now is Sabah. As far as I know, Sabah is the best protected area. In the of the whole Borneo Island. Yeah, that's why I'm living in Sabah. Yes.
So it's better protection and conservation than the Indonesian portion of Borneo on average, you'd say?
This is what I heard. That's why most of the foreign tourists are coming to Sabah to see the orangutans and also other wildlife like proboscis monkeys.
So the proboscis monkeys are also pretty easy to see in certain places in Sabah?
Yes, I think proboscis monkey is easier than orangutan. Yeah,
really?
To see them in the wild. And the best place in in Sabah to see the proboscis monkey is called the Kinabatangan River.
I see it. And you see them right along the river in the forest there?
Yes, there's a forest along the rivers. So like early morning or late afternoon, you will see them in groups. Yes.
And do they eat leaves or also fruit?
I see them eating leaves and sometimes also eat some fruit. Yeah. So.
But they don't eat any animals, do they? Do they eat animals at all? I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I haven't seen them eating any animal, but really it's hard to say. You know?
No, I think you're probably right.
Right, yeah. But I think that their favorite food is leaves.
Yes. Yeah, I think that they're famous as folivores.
Yeah.
As they say.
And also, I mean, according to the biologists, porpoise monkey, they eat a lot of leaves with some toxic content.
I see.
Yeah. So this is what we can read. Yeah.
I see. And hornbills, those huge rainforest birds, the hornbills. You must have a bunch of different species, I guess.
In Sabah or on the whole Borneo Island, we have 8 species of hornbill. Yes, and the largest one is called the helmeted hornbill.
Yeah. The helmeted, huh?
Helmeted hornbill.
Is that like this or something? I mean, they're even
from
bigger.
the head to the tail, it's 1.4 to 1.5 meter long.
Whoa.
Yeah, but of course, because there's an extension of the tail. And
Sure.
So that one is quite long. Yeah. So
that's much bigger than the biggest macaw. Then much bigger than the biggest macaw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember the biggest macaw is 1 meter.
1 meter. Yeah. The hyacinth. Yeah.
Yes.
From tip of the tail to the.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. And clouded leopards are there, but they're hard to see.
There are some good. The good population of the Sunda clouded leopard. On the Borneo Island, and also in Sabah. But this is very elusive animals. If you want to see them, you really need a very good luck, and also you need to spend some time, good, the quality time in the rainforest.
Called dipterocarp forests. They're much taller than the tallest trees in the Amazon. Is that right?
Yes, it's. Just now I mentioned one name of the conservation area. It's called the Danang Valley Conservation Area. Yeah. In that conservation area, the local people find the tallest tropical trees. Yeah, the height is 100 point something meters.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember the tallest tree in Amazon is 60 meters.
Yeah, 60 is an extreme number. It would be more typically 50 to 55, but 60 would be the absolute maximum. Yeah.
So that's why they said the tallest tropical trees are in Sabah. Yeah.
And I know the botanists always talk about the dipterocarp forests.
Yes.
And they say that the canopy of the dipterocarp forest is 60, 70 meters high, whereas in the Amazon the average canopy height is 30 to 40 meters maybe.
Yeah.
So much taller. I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
Yes. Because I also travel to a different part of Amazon in South America, very often, every year basically. Yeah. So I compare the rainforest of Amazon and Borneo. It's very different. Of course, the wildlife you see in Amazon and Borneo is totally different.
Sure.
Yeah. And also the rainforest itself is also very different. Yeah. Of course, I would say the trees in Borneo is much more impressive. I would say, yeah. The tree, but it's a challenge for the photographers, because if the trees are very tall, you need a longer lens. Yes.
Wow. And do hornbills come to feeders? Do anyone feed hornbills like they do the toucans in Central America and South America? There'll be toucans at bird feeders.
I think in Sabah there are not so many hornbill feeders.
But some people do feed them? I've never heard of it.
I never heard. But some of the hornbill species, they are more adapted, to the human presence.
Sure.
So the smallest hornbill species among the 8 hornbill species in Borneo is called the Oriental pied hornbill. That one is small, and sometimes they just come to the balcony of the lodge. Yeah.
Oriental pied?
Oriental pied hornbill. Yes.
Very nice. Must be black and white. Black and white.
Yes. Black and white. Yeah.
Wow. Very
and the
good.
biggest one is the helmeted hornbill. Yeah.
Wow. Now you're going to go visit Argentina and see the orcas attacking the sea lion babies?
Yes.
You've done that several times.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're also going to do walk with pumas, is that right? Walk with mountain lions.
Yes. That's I think that is the most exciting things I can find in Chile. Yeah.
Really?
The puma is it's not like in Africa. In Africa you have to sit on the car, right? On the vehicle, because you have to make sure your safety, right?
Sure.
But in Chile, on the puma land, right?
Yes.
We can walk with a puma. Yeah. So of course we keep the safety distance.
Sure.
Yeah. The view angle is much better than shooting from the car. Yeah.
Now, have you been to any of those those bird photography blinds. Is it in Yunnan? Is it in southern China? Have you been to that?
I haven't been there because I mean for me it's more urgent to explore the other countries, you know, because you know, one I feel okay, it's time to go back to China, then I will explore the, you know, some of those like birding or the wildlife photography area in China. But I know, yeah, there are many like birding blind in like Yunnan or also some other places. Yeah, more and more coming up.
But I was surprised to hear about this, and I asked a colleague of mine, Scott Robinson, who's a professor at the University of Florida, and he said yes. And I saw this, and this from all these different blinds, because he was invited to give some talks at universities there. I said, I've never heard of any of that. He says, no, you will not have heard of it, because there are so many very talented Chinese photographers. They don't need people from the rest of the world in order to fill these blinds. They're, you know, just the Chinese photographers are more than enough.
I think, you know, maybe after the pandemic is kind of over, right? So I'm sure, you know, more and more foreign, you know, photographers, you know, they will travel to China, and because I mean China has a different kind of species, so I'm sure, I mean, in the future more people will see this you know, birding blind in Yunnan, in other part of China.
Now the giant panda has been doing better in the last 10 or 15 years, hasn't it?
Yes. So population is recovering quite well, and that's why, I mean, the giant panda used to be, you know, categorized as endangered species. But I forgot which year. It already like lifted to vulnerable, you know, status. So
it's vulnerable, and that's a better status than highly endangered.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to China for getting its act together with that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Actually, in the year of 2021, China has set up a, you know, giant panda national park to have a better protection of the giant panda. And also like other wildlife living in that area will also benefit, because it's like an umbrella, right? It's like an umbrella species. So
that's great.
Yeah, this is great news.
Are there places that you can walk and try to see them in the wild, or you're not sure?
I'm sure, because I know, you know, I heard from my friend, you know, in China, they said, you know, some of the area in the national park, you have a quite good chance to see the giant panda in the wild.
And it's permitted. It's permitted to walk around and try to see them now?
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Well, have a good trip, and we look forward to talking to you again soon when we see you next.
Okay, it's great meeting you again.
Nice to see you. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and recommend us to your friends. Share us with your friends. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.